10th Standard Science, Chapter 15, Nervous System. இந்த லெசனோட book back answers பார்ப்போம். Roman letter 1, choose the correct answer. First one, bipolar neurons are found in option A answer, retina of eye. Second one, sight for processing of vision, hearing, memory, speech, intelligence and thoughts is answer option C, brain. Third one, in reflex action, the reflex arc is formed by answer option D, receptor, spinal cord, muscle. Fourth one, dendrites transmit impulse dash cell body and axon transmit impulse dash cell body. Answer option B, towards then away from. Fifth one, the outermost of the three cranial meninges is option C, answer dura mater. Sixth one, there are dash pairs of cranial nerves and dash pair of spinal nerves. Answer option A, 1231. Seventh one, the neurons which carries impulse from the central nervous system to the muscle fiber. Answer option C, efferent neuron. Eighth one, which nervous band connects the two cerebral hemisphere of brain? Answer option C, corpus callosum. Ninth one, node of Ranvier is found in option B, axons. 10th one, vomiting center is located in option A, answer medulla oblongata. 11th one, nerve cells do not possess option B, answer sarcolemma. 12th one, a person who met with an accident lost control of body temperature, water balance and hunger. Which of the following part of brain is supposed to be damaged? Option D, answer hypothalamus. Roman letter 2, fill in the blanks. First one, dash is the longest cell in our body? Answer neuron. Second one, impulses travel rapidly in dash neurons? Multipolar neurons. Third one, a change in the environment that causes an animal to react is called stimulus. Fourth one, dendrite carries the impulse towards the cell body. Answer dendrite. Fifth one, the two antagonistic component of autonomic nervous system are sympathetic nervous and parasympathetic nervous. Then sixth one, a neuron contains all cell organelles except answer centrioles. Seventh one, dash maintains the constant pressure inside the cranium? Answer cerebrospinal fluid. Eighth one, dash and dash increases the surface area of cerebrum? Sulci and Zaire. Ninth one, the part of human brain which acts as relay center is thalamus? Answer thalamus. Roman letter 3, state whether true or false. If false, write the correct statement. First one, dendrons are the longest fibers that conducts impulses away from the cell body. The statement is false. The correct statement, dendron are the longest fibers and they conduct impulse towards cell body. Second one, sympathetic nervous system is a part of central nervous system. The statement is false. The correct statement, sympathetic nervous system is a part of autonomous nervous system. Third one, hypothalamus is the thermoregulatory center of human body. The statement is true. Fourth one, cerebrum controls the voluntary actions of our body. The statement is false. The correct statement, cerebellum controls the voluntary actions of our body. Fifth one, in the central nervous system, myelinated fiber form the white matter. The statement is true. Sixth one, all the nerves in the body are covered and protected by meninges. The statement is false. The correct statement, the brain and spinal cord are covered and protected by meninges. Seventh one, cerebrospinal fluid provides nutrition to brain. The statement is true. Eighth one, reflex arc allows the rapid response of the body to a stimulus. The statement is true. Ninth one, pons helps in regulating respiration. The statement is true. Roman letter 4, match the following. Column 1 and column 2 answers. Option A, Nissel granules. Answer, Sidon. Then B, hypothalamus. Answer, forebrain. Then option C, cerebellum. Answer, hindbrain. Then option D, squamosal. Answer, peripheral nervous system. Fifth Roman letter, understand the assertion statement, justify the reason given and choose the correct choice. First one, assertion. Cerebrospinal fluid is present throughout the central nervous system. Reason, cerebrospinal fluid has no such functions. Answer, option A, assertion is correct and reason is wrong. Second one, assertion. Corpus callosum is present in space between dura mater and pia mater. Reason, it serves to maintain the constant intracranial pressure. Answer, option D, both assertion and reason are wrong. Sixth Roman letter, short answer question. First one, define stimulus. Stimulus refers to the change in environmental conditions that are detected by receptors present in the body. Relevant change in the activities of organisms to a particular stimuli are called the reactions or responses. Second question, name the parts of hindbrain. Answer, it is formed of three parts, cerebellum, pons and medulla oblongata. Third question, what are the structures involved in the production of brain? The brain is covered by three connective tissues, membranes or meninges. First point, outer dura mater. Second one, middle arachnoid. Third point, inner pia mater. It protects the brain from mechanical injury. Fourth question, give an example for conditioned reflexes. Answer, playing a harmonium by striking a particular key on seeing a music note is an example of conditioned reflex. Then fifth question, which act as a link between the nervous system and endocrine system? Answer, hypothalamus of the forebrain act as a link between nervous and endocrine system. Sixth question, define reflex arc. Answer, the pathway taken by nerve impulse to accomplish reflex action is called reflex arc. Seventh Roman letter, differentiate between first one, voluntary and involuntary actions. First one, voluntary actions. First point, actions performed with our will and control are called voluntary actions. Second point, they are controlled by the cerebellum. Involuntary actions. First point, actions performed without our control are called involuntary actions. Second point, they are controlled by the medulla and spinal cord. இதை நீங்கள் differentiate பண்ணி எழுதிக்கங்க. Second one, medulated and non-medulated nerve fiber. First one, medulated nerve fiber and non-medulated nerve fiber. இது ரெண்டு differentiate பண்ணி எழுதிக்கங்க. Medulated nerve fiberல first point, the action of the neuron is covered with myelin sheath. Second one, it forms the white matter of the brain. Then non-modulated nerve fiber. First point, the action of the neuron is not covered with myelin sheath. Second point, it forms the gray matter of the brain. Roman letter 8, long answer questions. First one, with a neat label diagram, explain the structure of a neuron. The structure of a neuron, இந்த டயக்ராமை ட்ரா பண்ணி நீங்கள் லேபிள் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. உங்கள் புக்கில் இருக்கும் இல்லையா, அதை பார்த்து வரைஞ்சிக்கோங்க. A neuron typically consists of three basic parts: cytin, dendrites and action. First one, cytin. Option A, cytin is also called cell body or pericardium. It has a central nucleus with abundant cytoplasm called neuroplasm. Then option B, the cytoplasm has a large granular body called Nissel's granulus and other cell organelles like mitochondria, ribosomes, lysosomes and endoplasmic reticulum. Option C, neuron do not have the ability to divide. Then second, dendrites. Option A, these are the numerous branched cytoplasmic processes that project from the surface of a cell body. They conduct nerve impulse towards the cytin. Then option B, the branched projections increase the surface area of receiving the signals from other nerve cells. Then option third, axon. Option A, the axon is a single elongated slender projection. The end of axon terminates as fine branches which terminate into knob-like swellings called synaptic knob. Then option B, the plasma membrane of axon is called axilla, while the cytoplasm is called axoplasm. It carries impulses away from the cytin. Then option C, the axons may be covered by a protective sheath called myelin sheath, which is further covered by a layer of Schwann cells called neuralema. Then option D, myelin sheath breaks at intervals by depressions called nodes of Ranvier. The regions between the nodes is called as internode. The myelin sheath acts as an insulator and ensures rapid transmission of nerve impulses. Then fourth point, synapse. Option A, a junction between synaptic knob of action of one neuron and dendron of next neuron is called synaptic junction. Then option B, information from one neuron can pass to another neuron through these junctions with the release of chemicals known as neurotransmitters from the synaptic knob. Second question, illustrate the structure and functions of brain. Answer, a human brain is formed of three main parts. Option A, forebrain, option B, midbrain, then option C, hindbrain. First one, forebrain. The forebrain is formed of cerebrum and diencephalon. The latter consists of dorsal thalamus and ventral hypothalamus. Draw the structure of brain diagram and label the parts. Next one, cerebrum. First point, it is the largest portion forming nearly 2/3 of the brain. The cerebrum is longitudinally divided into two halves called cerebral hemisphere by a deep cleft which are interconnected by thick band of nerve fiber called corpus callosum. Second point, the outer portion of each cerebral hemisphere is formed of gray matter and is called cerebral cortex. The inner of a deeper part is formed of white matter and is called cerebral medulla. Third point, the cortex is extremely folded, forming elevations called gyri with depressions between them and termed as sholzi that increase the surface area. Fourth point, the cerebrum is also responsible for the thinking, intelligence, consciousness, memory, imagination, reasoning, and willpower. Next one, thalamus. Thalamus present in cerebral medulla in a major conducting center. For sensory and motor signaling, it acts as a relay center. Next one, thalamus. Thalamus present in cerebral medulla is a major conducting center for sensory and motor signaling. It acts as a relay center. Then hypothalamus. First point, it lies at the base of the thalamus. Second point, it controls involuntary functions like hunger, thirst, sleep, sweating, sexual desire, anger, fear, water balance, blood pressure, etc. Then third point, it acts as a thermoregulatory temperature control center of the body. Fourth point, it controls the secretion of hormones from anterior pituitary gland and is an important link between nervous system and endocrine system. Then midbrain, it is located between thalamus and hindbrain. Then second point, it consists of four rounded bodies called corpora quadrigmina that control visual and auditory hearing reflexes. Then hindbrain, it is formed of three parts: cerebellum, pons and medulla oblongata. Cerebellum, it is the second largest part of the brain, formed of two large size hemispheres, and middle vermis. It coordinates voluntary movements and also maintain body balance. Next one, pons. It is a bridge of nerve fiber that connects the lobes of cerebellum. It relays signals between the cerebellum, spinal cord, midbrain and cerebrum. It controls respiration and sleep cycle. Medulla oblongata. First point, medulla oblongata is the posterior most part of the brain that connects spinal cord and various parts of brain. Second point, it has cardiac center, respiratory center, vascular centers to control heartbeat, respiration and contractions of blood vessels respectively. It also regulates vomiting and salivation. Third question, what will you do if someone pricks your hand with a needle? Elucidate the pathway of response with a neat label diagram. Answer, if someone pricks our hand with a needle, we will immediately pull our hand to protect ourselves. This is an example of a reflex action. Reflex action. A reflex is any response that occurs automatically without consciousness. Most of the reflex actions are mentioned and controlled by the spinal cord, whom they are also known as spinal reflexes. Draw the diagram and pass the label. Reflects the action and its pathway. Then reflex arc. The pathway taken by nerve impulse to accomplish reflex action is called reflex arc. First point, when we are pricked by a needle, the stimulus is the prick which is sensed by receptors in our hand. The stimulus pain in turn triggers an impulse in sensory neuron. Second point, the sensory neuron transmits or conveys the message to the spinal cord. Third point, spinal cord. Spinal cord interprets the stimulus and the impulse is passed on to the relay neuron, which in turn transmits it to a motor neuron. Then fourth point, motor neuron carry command from spinal cord to our arm. Fifth point, muscle in our arm contracts and we withdraw our hand immediately from the needle. In this example, muscle is an effector organ which has responded to the pain. Fourth question, describe the structure of spinal cord. Answer, spinal cord. First point, spinal cord is a cylindrical structure lying in the neural canal of vertebral column. It is also covered by meninges. It extends from the lower end of the medulla oblongata to the first lumbar vertebra. Second point, the posterior most region of spinal cord tapers into a thin fibrous thread-like structure called a filum terminale. Third point, internally the spinal cord contains a cerebrospinal fluid filled cavity known as the central canal. Fourth point, the gray matter of spinal cord is H-shaped. The upper end of letter H forms posterior horns and lower end forms anterior horns. Then fifth point, a bundle of fiber pass into the posterior bone forming dorsal or afferent root. The fibers pass outward from the anterior horn forming ventral or afferent root. These two roots joins to form spinal nerves. Sixth point, the white matter is external and have bundle of nerve tracts. Then seventh point, spinal cord conducts sensory and motor impulse to and from the brain. It controls the reflex actions of the body. Fifth question, how nerve impulse are transferred from one neuron to next neuron? Answer, first point, all the information from the environment are detected by the receptors located in our sense organs such as the eye, the nose, the skin, etc. Second point, information from the receptors is transmitted as electrical impulse and is received by the dendritic tip of the neuron. Third point, this impulse travel from the dendrite to the cell body and then along the action to its terminal end. Sixth point, the response from the brain or spinal cord is similarly passed on to the effector organ such as the muscle or gland cell that undergoes the desired response. Then seventh point, the flow of nerve impulse from axonal end of one neuron to dendrite of another neuron through a synapse is called synaptic transmission. Eighth point, neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are the chemical which allow the transmission of nerve impulse from the action terminal of one neuron to the dendron of another neuron or to an effector organ. The important neurotransmitter released by neurons is called acetylcholine. The nerve impulse transmission in the diagram draw பண்ணிங்க பார்ட்ஸ் மார்க் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Sixth question, classify neurons based on its structure. The answer, the neurons may be of different types based on their structure and functions. The diagram draw பண்ணிக்கோங்க, unipolar, bipolar, multipolar. Structurally, the neurons may be of the following types. First point, unipolar neurons. Only one nerve process arises from the cyton which acts both action and dendron. Second point, bipolar neurons. The cyton gives rise to two nerve processes of which one acts as an action while another as a dendron. Third point, multipolar neurons. The cyton gives rise to many dendrons and an axon. Types of nerve fibers. Nerve fibers are of two types based on the presence or absence of myelin sheath. Next point, myelinated nerve fiber. The action is converted with myelin sheath. Second point, non-myelinated nerve fiber. The action is not covered by myelin sheath. Myelinated and non-myelinated nerve fiber form the white matter and grey matter of the brain. Ninth Roman letter, higher order thinking skills, hearts. First question. A is a cylindrical structure that begins from the lower end of medulla and extend downwards. It is enclosed in bony cage. B and covered by membrane. C, as many as the pairs of nerves arise from the structure A. First one, what is A? Second point, name A, bony cage B and B membrane C. Third one, how much is D? Answer, A refers to the spinal cord. Then second point, bony cage B refers to the vertebral column. Then B, C refers to meninges. Then third point, D to 12 pair of nerves. Second point, our body contains large number of cells, L, which are the longest cell in the body. L has long and short branch called as M and N respectively. There is a gap O between two L cells through which is nerve impulse transfer by release of chemical substance P. Then first point, name the cell L. Second point, what are M and N? Third one, what is the gap O? Fourth point, name the chemical substance P. For this answer, L refers to neurons. Second point, M dendrites in action. Then third point, 0 synapses. Then fourth, the chemical substance P is active acticycloline.